Hello and welcome to my weekly video blog, and today on A Vogel Talks Menopause I'm going to be talking about why hot flushes can be worse first thing in the morning. If you like my tips and advice, then please subscribe and remember to hit the bell icon so you can be notified of all my new videos. It's amazing how many women contact me really puzzled, wondering why the minute they wake up, they're hit either with a hot flush or a hot sweat. So what I'm going to do today is talk about this, why this happens, and what you can do to help yourself. So the main cause is, if you think about it, you've been asleep all night, you're suddenly awake, and especially if it's a really loud alarm clock, your nervous system springs into action. And again, a lot of women tell me that anxiety first thing in the morning is a really big, annoying symptom for them. So the minute your nervous system kicks in, it's going to trigger a rush of adrenaline, and adrenaline can then trigger a sweat or a flush. It could be due to dehydration. Again, we know that dehydration will affect the nervous system, and if you've been getting night sweats, you're going to be doubly dehydrated first thing in the morning, and again that will just suddenly trigger a flush or a sweat. It could also be due to low blood sugar levels. Again, this will affect the nervous system. So if you think about it, if you go to bed at say 10, 11 o'clock and you're up at 6, 7 o'clock, you've gone probably about 9 hours, 8 to 9 hours without any food at all. So your blood sugar levels are going to be very low. And again, that sets the whole thing off. It could be that last cup of coffee in the evening. We know that it can take the liver around about 8 hours to process a cup of coffee. And if you've taken one just before bed, as well as affecting your sleep, it revs up your nervous system and it can make you very jangly first thing too. And probably the most important one of all is general poor sleep. And we know too that poor sleep, problems getting off to sleep, waking up during the night, either with a sweat or having to go to the toilet and then not being able to get back to sleep. If you're in a state of exhaustion when you wake up, you're much more likely to end up with a hot flush or a night sweat. So what can you do here just to try and alleviate this? So it's about looking at all these areas and just making sure they're well supported before you go to bed. So you start the evening beforehand. Make sure you're not rushed. Don't watch horrible, scary things on the TV or read scary books just before you go to bed, because that will affect your sleep. Make sure that you don't have caffeine in the evening. So don't have tea or coffee. Alcohol can do this too, so have calming drinks, maybe something like rooibos tea. Maybe try our bamboo, which is a coffee substitute. And you can also look at things like chamomile tea. So these are very relaxing and they're going to help to stabilize your nervous system. Make sure you have a good snack before bed. And I know there are lots of sources that say don't eat anything before you go to bed. I can't sleep well if I don't have a snack. I have to have something. And I learned the hard way that a good snack, maybe about an hour to an hour and a half before you go to bed, makes all the difference for me. It needs to be a protein and fat-based snack, not a sugary one, because again, the sugary one will rev up everything up. Protein and healthy fats will stabilize your blood sugars all during the night. And you may also find that this kind of snack will reduce the number of night sweats that you can get to. My favorite snack in the evening is something like an oat cake and nut butter. So maybe peanut butter or almond butter, but make sure these butters are organic and don't have any sugar in them. The other thing that I really love too is some full-fat Greek yogurt, small amount of full-fat Greek yogurt with a teaspoon of organic cocoa powder. Mix it together and you have a lovely chocolate mousse And you don't need any sugar in that either. If you have got a little bit of a sweet tooth, you will soon find that you can take that. Other really good snacks are a quarter of an avocado with a little bit of full fat cream cheese in the middle. All of these snacks, I have worked them out, are around about 100 calories. So if you're watching your weight, they're really not going to add much to your daily total. Have a little shot glass of warm water before you go to bed. This calms the digestive system down and it can stop you getting dehydrated during the night, but it's not enough to trigger your bladder. So a small amount of water this size won't make you get up more to go to the toilet during the night. If night sweats are an issue, you could look at our sage tablets, look at a magnesium supplement before you go to bed to calm everything down, or you could try a combination of valerian and hops to help you get a better night's sleep. So that's the night before. First thing when you wake up is water, because you will be dehydrated. Again, 7.5 hours without any water can really make you dehydrated first thing. A really good tip is to have a big glass of water sitting by your bedside. So the minute you swing your legs out of bed before you stand up, you've got that first glass of water. And you know, for me, it's an ingrained habit now to have a big glass of water before I do anything else in the morning. And what I found is that glass of water, your body is so thirsty, it uses it up, and it doesn't make you go to the toilet anymore first thing in the morning either, because your body's like a sponge at that point. It will really take that up. And again, if I miss it, I notice the difference by mid-morning. So have water warm if you can, and try and have breakfast too. A lot of people will get up first thing in the morning, they'll have a cup of coffee, that will rev up your nervous system, they will have nothing to eat, and your blood sugar levels will dip even further, and that can give you the mid-morning flushes and sweats as well. If you've got time in the morning, try and relax a little bit. I'd like to sit down and see what's going on in the world for 10 or 15 minutes just to get myself into the right mood. I know a lot of women have told me that they do a little bit of meditation or mindfulness in the morning. That can be really helpful. And try not to rush. You know, I would far rather get up 10, 15 minutes earlier in the morning to have a relaxed morning, because that really stands me in good stead for the rest of the day. So I hope you found this one helpful. There are loads of other things you can do just to help yourself with the hot flushes first thing in the morning. If any of you out there have tried anything, please share it with us. We would love to hear about it. And until then, I will see you next week for another edition of A. Vogel Talks Menopause.